We have Gwangju here in our studio, and it's time for Law in Our Life. Gwangju is a lawyer practicing here in Gwangju, and she's also here to tell us a little bit about how the Korean law works. Hello, Gwangju.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I have to say, I think you're getting a good reputation here in the city because I see on the Facebook page sometimes whenever anyone asks for legal advice, I start writing, I'm going to tell them about Gwangju. But already 5 or 6 people have mentioned you.
Really?
Yeah, every time in those lists. I'm not sure if any of them call you because all people are cheap.
Recently I found some people call me or email me with their questions.
All right, good. Well, I'm glad they're getting a hold of you. Because, of course, this isn't a service that was always available in Gwangju. So we're happy to have it. It makes life easier. Now, I understand we're going to talk a little bit about business today.
Yes.
All right, I'm interested in business. Well, first things first, can foreigners set up a business in Korea?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But depending on your visa types.
Uh-huh.
So, for example, if you are a F6 visa holder, then you're eligible to start your own business in Korea without any restrictions in terms of legal status.
All right, that's good to know. So, I'm sure it would depend, as you said, on the visa type. If you're an E2 teacher, you probably can't start any kind of business, right?
Yes, because their economic activity will be limited to the conditions that E2 visa is granted.
Right. And in that case, the visa is granted by your employer.
Yes.
Only to work for them.
Yes.
Now, I'm on a marriage visa. My wife is Korean.
Yes.
So can I open a business?
Then you might have F6, I guess.
Okay. I can't remember which one.
Oh, yeah. Usually the foreign spouse have F6 and they have no restrictions.
Oh, okay.
In terms of opening a new business.
All right. Well, can I register my business in my home? That would be convenient.
Yes, there are many people who does that. And the answer is that it depends on the business type that you want to work on.
Okay.
There are certain types of business that you can register your home address as your business address.
Okay, like what?
For example, if you will open an online store, you may register your business at residence.
Okay, so if I'm knitting hats at home and I'm selling them online, my business can be based in my home.
Yes.
All right. What if I'm teaching kids in my home?
Then it can be difficult.
Okay.
If you want to start 학원 business, there is requirement for space. When you lease a space, make sure that your leased property meets requirements under relevant act, such as observation of fire code.
Well, that's good. We don't want to be teaching kids in some kind of, fire trap, that's dangerous or something.
So you should refer to your local ordinance before you start. It's quite complex, and sometimes it can be different depending on where you are.
Yeah.
So you should work with the KU office.
Well, how do I know if I'm up to code?
You can look up the local ordinance, and they have a specific requirements about the size and certain equipments that you should have.
Right, fire extinguisher, sprinklers, maybe a fire exit.
Maybe, yes.
Okay. And then how do after I've done all that, I think it's okay, what do I do? Do I take pictures and send it to City Hall or what?
Usually the officer will review and come out to your 학원 for site inspection and confirm whether you meet those standards.
All right, fair enough. They're going to come and take a look, and hopefully I've got everything up to spec.
Yes.
That's good. I'm glad that they're checking and making sure things are okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about taxes?
Yes.
What about the tax office? They're going to want to know about my business, right?
Sure. As you may know, register of business at tax office is a must. When you register a business at the tax office, they will require a lease contract or your homeowner document.
All right.
So one thing to remember is that you may need to get the consent of your landlord if you are renting the space.
Okay. Like any space that I'm using for a business, I need the permission of the landlord of that place for the business I'm running?
Yes.
Okay.
It's usually to submit the paperwork about your space. So if you own the space, you can just submit that the deed that you are the owner of the space, or
Mhm.
if you are just renting it, then you can show the contract agreement
Okay.
that you are renting the space.
All right. Fair enough. Well, I guess that puts the landlord on the books as as getting your money as well, right?
Yes.
So it's all about taxes. I see.
If you register your business at home, then you will submit the lease contract with the rent information, and the real property income of your landlord will be revealed to the tax office.
Oh.
So some landlord might be reluctant to agree for you to like submit that document because his income source will be revealed.
Right. So basically, if they're cheating on their taxes, and this would expose them as cheating on the taxes, they could say, no, we're not going to give you permission.
Yeah, but
when you have them over a barrel, like, I mean, could you say, well, then I'm going to tell them that you're not paying your taxes unless you sign?
I don't know. Yeah, but them. But nowadays, they have the a duty to report their rent income. So
sure.
yeah, many may agree anyway because they're already paying their tax for the income.
I've heard what a lot of places do downtown is there's a number on the contract, but then the real number is like 30 to 50% higher.
Oh, I see.
And people pay cash.
Yeah.
Now,
that's illegal.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it is, but it doesn't stop people. So, my rent, I probably want to be able to report that for my accounting purposes, right?
Yes. In general, you can deduct the office rent cost as business expense when you report your tax. However, if you register your business at home, then you cannot deduct the rent as business expense. And you should not ask the landlord for it as the space was originally rented for residential purpose, not business.
All right, that makes sense.
Yes. If you want to deduct your rent for business expense, then you may look for office-style.
Oh.
Yeah, if you have a business purpose office-style, then you can register your business at that address and pay the VAT for it and later get it back.
Okay. Now, wait a minute. I've got a question about the... You said I can't deduct my own residential costs because it's a place of residence.
Yes.
But what if I own a Jutec and I've got 2 floors and I live in the bottom floor?
Yeah.
But instead of renting out the top floor to someone else, I use it as my business office. Could I kind of pay myself the rent, the income, pay myself rent for that upper floor of the Jutec and then write that off as a business expense?
I don't know, but I think in theory I think you can do it, and then you may have to report that income.
Yeah, I have to report it to myself as income.
Yes.
And then write it. So I'm not sure if you break even or not. I'm not sure if it would make sense for tax purposes. Okay, so keep telling me about this VAT thing. How does that work?
So again, VAT you paid can be reimbursed as VAT for business expenses. But if you have been reimbursed the business expenses for office-style, but in fact used the unit for residential purpose by registering it as your home address, then it can be a violation of taxation regulation.
Okay.
So if you will use business office-style for residential purpose, you should not consider getting the benefit of reimbursement of the VAT.
All right. That's fair.
Yeah, but sometimes people want to like have double purpose on one space, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody likes paying less taxes.
Sure.
Right? And I think especially here, there seems to, I always get the sense that there's a lot of underreporting of taxes going on.
But also, like, there is a reward for reporting those underreporting.
Oh.
So nowadays, it can be very difficult to do it.
Okay. All right. That's interesting.
Yes.
I can think of a few options. No, I shouldn't say that. But yeah, whenever I'm encouraged to pay cash for something, I'm always thinking, this.
Right.
So we can keep this off books. But this sounds like it's pretty reasonable that as a foreigner, I can do all this. But what if my visa situation changes? Do I have to close my business maybe?
Depending on like what visa type you're gonna get.
Yeah. All right. And I know some people also, they register their businesses under their spouse.
Yes.
You know, are there advantages or disadvantages to doing that?
Um,
I don't know. Is there a different tax rate for foreigners or something like that?
as far as I know, there is no like difference in tax rate,
Okay.
but sometimes there can be some benefits for like foreign investment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it might not your like small business may not qualify for that like foreign investment.
All right, fair enough. That makes sense. Well, thank you so much for coming in today, Gwangju. And of course, we can check this out online, right?
Yes, you can find this segment in video and my YouTube channel. You can find me by searching Korean Law 101 on YouTube.
Well, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
There we go.
Wow.
See what I mean?
Yeah, it was short. I should like make it 1.5 page at least.
Yeah, just whatever.